ReefDudes is sponsored by Brightwell Aquatics and Bulk Reef Supply. Today we're going to update on Dylan's floating reef tank. What's going on, guys? Devin from ReefDudes. I am over at Dylan's house and we are checking out his beautiful floating reef tank. How's the tank been doing, Dylan?
It's doing pretty good.
Excellent, excellent. I can't remember when the last time we did an update was, but it's definitely been a little while.
I think it's been at least a few months.
Yep, definitely has. The tank is still floating in its glory, which is looking awesome. Love the nice floaty kind of minimalist look of it. Super cool.
Some of the changes that have happened is I've taken my refugium out.
How come?
Because I want to dose. Right now I'm dosing Phosphate E from Brightwell.
Yep.
And I'm also dosing Nopox.
Okay,
and
nice.
I think I like it because it's just easy.
Yeah.
And you can control it. So basically you can test your parameters and you can figure out how much you need to dose. And I've been getting, I would say, better results.
Then that, just because it's more controllable, I guess?
Yeah, it's more controllable. I don't need an LED light or whatever, Fusion light. It's just, doesn't take a lot of space in my sump. It's just very low maintenance, more controllable and just easy. I don't know if you see, this Dragon Soul torch is double the size.
Yeah, just a little guy when you got him, so it's nice and puffy, which is a good sign.
And then that one's new. You gave me that one.
Yeah.
The shelf is new. I don't know if that was in the last video. That magnetic shelf.
I don't know. But what actually amazes me is when I gave you that shelf, it was sitting in the dark in refugium for months. Now you look at it, all these zoas and stuff started growing back on it. So yeah, it's crazy how life prevails.
I know. You also gave me Aptasia.
No, you got that on your own. Don't be blaming me for that one.
You better put that in the video.
That was all you. I know you're talking about that one.
You better put that in the video. Okay, I will say. So this GSP is growing like crazy and I need to do some maintenance on it. It's growing up the front of the glass, which is funny. And it's growing like on top of each other here. It's just, I've let the Xena just kind of grow. Because at nighttime, it all closes up. Like, people think it's so bad and they don't want it in their tank, but I mean, like, it's really not that hard. Just stick your hand in and just take it out.
Yeah.
This GSP is different. This is branching GSP, so you can see the branches here. It's different from this one. And I think it like spreads out, but it also branches as well. And then there's other GSP that's branching that like goes straight up.
Yeah. I want to find the straight up one actually. That one looks pretty cool.
I do too. It's where we are here. I think it's really rare.
Yeah. So you can let the GSP cover the full back wall. That'll look kind of cool.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do what you said and cut some of this GSP here and stick it on the back wall. And another thing that I've done since the last update was I've gotten a lot more crabs and a lot more snails. And I will say that it has helped a lot with keeping the back wall clean.
Yep, definitely.
I wish I would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah. So decent cleanup crew, do the work for you.
I mean, they don't really last the best. I know my puffer eats them once in a while.
Yeah. He's still fairly tiny, at least. If you stick to bigger snails, they have some hope. Sometimes
the snails will fall down and they can't get back up, and that really sucks. So you kind of have to replenish your snails. But other than that, when you do have some big snails in there and you have a lot of them, it makes cleanup a lot easier. What else have I done? I do have a battery backup.
Ooh.
Which I haven't hooked up yet.
Ooh.
It's in the box. I got it from Costco, but basically it's just nice to have. I got it around the time when Texas was freezing over.
That's some good motivation to do it. Nice. So you can just use that for your power heads, or?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. I see you have a nice new plant in the corner.
Yes, thank you. I had a banana plant here and it was like almost dying, and then I brought it back, and then it was just too high maintenance.
Yeah, supposedly they're pretty tricky.
So we'll see about this one. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Couple dry leaves, but yeah, I think that'll be good. Especially if you pipe your auto water back into it. And
I actually have, I don't know if you guys know, but I have a little water tube over here that's coming off the doser.
So it doses water directly to the plant?
Here. It's right here. I just had it undone for a second here. But this is coming off the doser with just like fresh water.
Perfect.
Boom.
Boom, plant watered.
Automated. I don't do anything.
Just don't auto overwater and we'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say that I have a lot more flow in my tank now than before. I don't know if that power head, that Nero 3 was in the update last time, but having more flow has helped a lot with a lot of like stuff that sits on the sand bed.
Yeah.
Just to have that circulation is helped quite a lot. And I think what I was doing is I was turning it down at nighttime while the fish were sleeping. And I think, Devin, you made a good point. You're like, well, in the ocean when the fish are sleeping, I'm like, the flow doesn't stop.
Yeah, the flow's always going.
The flow's always going, so just
Yep.
leave it going.
I did that for a while and I kind of gave up after a while and just decided to leave things currently auto on, which seemed to work pretty well. Now also got the lights custom mounted. So you made your own nice brackets that you spent many hours to make them perfectly even and lined up.
Yeah, there's still some like fine tuning. I gotta like get them in a better spot and maybe caulk these holes. I gotta sand this and patch it and paint it. But yeah, these brackets I made out of steel. Basically bent it around a pipe. They weren't that hard to make. They're sturdy enough that they would hold the light.
Yep.
They're sleek looking. I really like it.
Yeah, it's super minimalistic, sleek, which is good.
I get so much better light spread now. I'm so happy. Also, these lights are further centered.
Yeah.
Before they were too much to the back, and I was getting a lot of turf algae and stuff on the back wall.
Your back
Now-
wall is blasted with light.
And they're also higher.
Yep.
So when they were too low, I felt like I don't know if it was like burning the coral or the rock or anything, but I think it was causing a lot of algae problems on the rock.
Okay, so higher's been a lot happier.
Yes. That was one of the best things I ever did, was moving these lights up higher for better spread.
Yeah.
Even if there's just 3 lights, which are like probably overkill, I can just run them at like 70%.
So any other future kind of upgrades or additions or stuff you got planned for the tank?
Well, I still plan on getting the Mastertronic and Dostronic and Alcatronic.
Solid, solid.
That's a heavy purchase though.
Yes, it is. I guess okay, I have a question. When is the last time you actually tested your tank? That's what I thought. You, sir, would greatly benefit from auto tester because I'm pretty sure you never actually test your tank.
I am a lazy beaver for sure.
Yes.
I do want to clean up these plugs down here.
Yep.
Which I haven't gotten around to it. It should be easy to do. I basically just poke a hole through the drywall here, and I'm in my sump room.
Yeah, hide it all in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be a great way if you just do poke the wires through the wall. Just make a little hole right at the bracket, and then hide all your plugs, and there'll be nothing underneath here.
Yeah. I do want to get some more fish. I want to get one more tang, but I know there's like the tang police, and people may get mad. I want to get a couple more clownfish. And a flame hawkfish. Other than that, I think I'll be pretty happy with that. And that'd be it. Basically, just kind of maintaining and adding some coral, and just enjoying it really. Because every single time you add something, it's another risk of bringing some kind of deadly virus to your tank that could wipe everything out.
It's true. Risk of parasites or pests, but you've done a pretty good job. Like, it's pretty low maintenance now and just nice flowy tank, which is nice.
I will say though that from what I've learned, if you start letting your green hair algae grow and it starts to kind of get a bit out of control, it's really tough to get rid of.
Yeah.
Because it sucks the nutrients out of the water and just keeps growing even if you're testing zero,
So it's kind of false positives, right?
Exactly. So basically just like fluconazole and just eradicate it, and just from square one, nice fresh clean slate, and reduce your lights if you need to, increase your filtration, and just have that, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but basically just don't let it get out of control, because once it starts, like, because I had my old lights were too low and I felt like they were burning my rocks. And sure, you look at the rocks and they were fine and they were okay. And then all of a sudden, boom, it would just explode with algae.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the problems. So now that these are up and they've got better light spread, I'm not creating all that algae on the rocks, because you could see it was only growing on where the light was hitting.
Yeah.
You want to go to the sump?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, so right now, the doser is kind of sitting on a box over here. I don't know if you can kind of see it, Devin.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
But I got a giant thing of Nopox.
Oh, dang, you do.
And this is the Phosphate E.
Yeah, it's a solid size bottle.
And I also have hydrogen peroxide.
Okay.
So I'm dosing
H2O2?
Yeah. So this line right here is for my Phosphate E.
So you're dosing it directly to the skimmer?
Right to the skimmer. So basically I drilled a hole in the middle.
Yep.
And it just drops down into the skimmer. Right now I'm dosing, I think it might be like 8 milliliters.
Yeah.
I think the Nopox is like 6 milliliters.
Is that daily, weekly?
Daily, every morning. And it might be a little bit high, but but my levels were a lot higher before than they are now, so I could probably reduce it a bit. Also, when you dose Phosphate E, it like really gunks up the nutrients.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to come in here basically once a week and kind of scrape out all the gunk with like a putty knife or something like that.
Do you know what it's actually doing? Is it binds the phosphates, and then your skimmers that, or like a filter sock or roll or something's physically helping pull it out, but it kind of binds it. And since you're dosing it directly to your skimmer, it's using that as a kind of reaction chamber and binding to those phosphate particles in the water.
Exactly, and it does a good job. But that's basically what it is. I think I'm going to change it, so instead of dosing just once a day, I think I'd rather dose like 4 times a day and just do like a little bit.
I would break it up.
I'd break it up.
Much as you can.
So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm hoping that'll stop it from, I guess, gunking up so much or having such bigger pieces of crap.
Yeah. that's phosphate you're removing there, buddy.
Right? So I might take my baffles out.
Yeah. Make one giant chamber.
Yeah, and then I have like a ton of, what do they call, sea sponges? I have like, they're everywhere. They're all over the place, but I guess they're good. They're technically helping my tank. They're filtering
out water.
all the, yeah, exactly. So I have my Clarity here.
Yep.
And sure, I have it. And it's plumbed in through another return pump with my UV. And this, I swear, this thing is never turned.
Do you have your bypass door fully closed?
Yes.
How much water are you pumping through it?
Lots.
We'll check that. So upon further investigation, I have come to realize that you don't have this installed right, because the fabric should be on the inside of it. That way the water is forced through it. Where here it's on the back side, and because it's not pressed up against it, the water can kind of go around it. You see, like on the inside, how we have those edges? I don't know if you can see it, but that kind of forces the water through the holes, kind of, and the fabric and prevents it from going around it. So in the back, so basically we got to pull it through the front, then it will go under those little rollers in the bottom corners, and then back up.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. And you have it on a timer for whatever reason, so let it run 24/7.
You know the reason I have it on a timer. It's because if you have your Clarity plugged in all the time, and if that Clarity doesn't turn in so many hours, it'll set an alarm. So basically by putting it on a timer, which I have it with my ozone.
If it doesn't move for so many hours, then I think something's wrong with it. And it's not moving because water is bypassing it because it's not, the roll's not in the right spot.
Anyways, I've said this before in a previous video. I think it's a design flaw. It's like a money grab. They're basically forcing you to turn the roller even when it's not dirty enough.
No. They're saying if the motor hasn't turned in a long time, something's probably wrong, so here's an alarm, go look at it. But you're not forcing the water through the roll, it's bypassing
Okay.
it, and that's why it's tripping the alarm, is because it's not moving because water is escaping around the roll rather than being forced through it.
Before.
Was it installed wrong before?
No, it was actually installed right before, when the Clarity was plugged in all the time, and
Well-
it was going into alarm all the time.
Either way, let's just fix it.
Okay, we will fix it.
Okay.
Like right now?
Oh, this isn't installed right. Okay. This needs some love. Your roller bars aren't in the right spot either. So,
You know how hard it was to put that thing together?
yeah, and it's wrong in multiple ways. So there's a few reasons you were not having the best experience, and we're gonna fix them right now. Well, you should do it right the first time. Should have watched my video.
I watched a video when I was putting this thing together.
Did you watch my video?
That's
That's the problem right there.
No, this isn't the first time I put this thing together. This is the second time.
Okay. With the substandard Clarity not running in its prime.
Giving it bad reviews on the internet.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what do you? I have one on each tank, and I love them. So I'm like, what's going on here, Willis?
I mean, this thing is
Something ain't
weird.
right. All right, so we have installed this properly and finally. So as you can see, the roll is now going in front of that mesh, how it's supposed to be, and under the rollers. So we completely redid that, and I made him take it off the timer. So this will be the true test.
For now.
But I'm happy that it is finally installed properly.
Thank you, Devin.
You're welcome, Dylan. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that update on Dylan's floating reef tank. If you enjoyed it, as always, hit that like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next update.